Hi and welcome to Structured WordPress Development. My name is Andreas Ek. We are going to take a look at PHP unit tests within Docker for your WordPress development environment. In this demonstration, we are going to use Docker that is installed locally on our computer. We are also going to use PHP Composer. And Fredrik Forsmo has provided us with two nice setups. The first one is a test suite that we are going to include in our Composer. And we are also going to use his Docker WP test setup. First of all, we have a clean installation of WordPress. No plugins here whatsoever. And in our plugins folder inside WordPress, it's empty. You can take a look here. It's also empty, and we will create a new plugin for us. So we will call this number, and we will add a plugin loader, and we will define it with a plugin name, number, like this. And I will copy some code here. In this case, it's going to add a nag on every admin page of WordPress. So let's see here. We will refresh this page and I will activate number, and we have our nag here. So with every page load, this nag is showing up. Okay. So just to get some functionality to test, we're going to add a new filter to this plugin. Add filter, meaning of life. And we will add an anonymous function to this as well. And it will take a parameter, number, and we will return the number +1. We will also cast it before we are going to do anything else. Like this, casting it to an integer. Result +1. So, sorry. Okay, so this filter is going to give us the number we are providing it with and make a +1 to it. And we are going to use it in our nag here. Number, apply filters, meaning of life, and we will add the number 41 into this one. And we will present the result here. Present $1 and the digit. And we will add the number here. So you're with me. We are getting a number via WordPress apply filters, putting in 41. It's going to the filter, and the filter is going to add one number to that one, and we will output the result after our first words in our nag. So let's take a look here, and I will do a refresh, and we have the right answer there. Okay, great. Now we want to test our new function, our new filter within WordPress. So we are going to write a PHPUnit test to do this. Inside our plugin folder, we're going to create a directory called tests. And I want to put a test inside here. Number test in this case, and it's going to be a class. And inside that class, we're going to add a function to test it. And we're going to do the same as in the loader. We are getting the number from the filter, like this. To include an assertion, we need to extend our class, test class, with PHPUnit. And to do that, we need PHPUnit included in our environment. So in this case, we're going to create it inside our plugin. So I will add a file, composer.json, and an empty content like this. And if we are switching back to terminal, the number, we have our files here in our plugin. And I'm going to add a composer require PHPUnit, and version 5 and up. And I will add it as a developer requirement. So I will add the dev flag. Let's see now. It's going to add this inside our composer JSON file, the requirements. Okay, there it goes. It's going to install all the dependencies for PHPUnits. So it's going to add PHPUnit here as we provided the command. Okay, so inside our plugin folder, we now have a vendor folder with all the requirements to run the tests. And we are also going to add Fredrik's package for unit testing, the test suite. And we will find it at GitHub, test suite. Let's see, composer require. We're going to add that inside our composer JSON like this. Okay, we can take a look at the composer JSON. It's added there. And in our vendor, we have Fredrik's suit file here. And we now have the requirements. We can extend our class with the unit test case. And then we have the assert true in this case. And we would like it to be 42 as an answer. So now we have our test case. Now to test our newly created filter, meaning of life, we need to run it with Docker instances. We are heading over to Fredrik's Docker VP test. And we can see here we have PHP versions 5.4 and up to 7.2. And we have all kind of WordPress versions here. And it's going to use the latest as default. First of all, you need a Docker instance for MySQL. So we will start that with the command. In your case, the first time it's going to take a while because it's going to download an image for Docker. In my case, I've done it before, so it's just a second away. And before we run the Docker for PHPUnit test, we need to add some kind of PHPUnit setting as well. So we're heading back to the test suite, and we are jumping over Travis for now, and we are taking a look at the PHPUnit XML. We're going to create it in the root folder like this. And I'm going to take the code from Fredrik here and place it inside my XML. And we need to change this plugin file name. This is the loader file. Loader. You can write your own bootstrap, but in this case it's so easy. So we're going to use just load up our plugin load. So we are going to get all the functionality from our plugin in this case. And the test suite is going to make tests inside the tests and every PHP file inside there. So it's going to traverse this folder and find our number test. Okay, so heading over to the Docker instance command here, docker run. We're placing this inside our terminal. The test suite is ready and the test is okay. Great. So let us simulate an error. In our test file, we expect that it's going to give us 42. So perhaps we can add +5 instead in our function here, and we're going to run the test again. And it fails. Okay. I will correct the error and go back and run it again. You see, it's really fast. And it's okay again. Good. Now we are going to take a look at the PHP versions here. So let's say that we will add a PHP 7 specific functionality to our code. Inside our filter, we will add an integer before the parameter. So we will force the incoming parameter to an integer. And we will test this in PHP 7. And it's okay. We'll now change the PHP version to 5.6 and run it again. And now it fails because you can't provide the parameter with an integer before. You can't specify. You can't make a strict parameter inside PHP 5.6. So we will fix our error here and make the run again, 5.6. And now it's okay. So how about WordPress then? Perhaps we need to try out something that fails in an older version of, because now we are using the latest version of WordPress. So we can define the WordPress version by setting a parameter, an environment. You can take a look at the documentation. In the Docker documentation. You will set the VP version 4.4 in this case. So I will include it in our command. So in this case, we're going to run our code inside VP version 4.4, and we are doing it in a PHP version 5.6. We have something about WordPress, you see a database error there. We can step up one to 4.5 instead. So it's okay. The test runs okay. And now we need to add some functionality that is not provided inside WordPress 4.5, and perhaps it's we need to do some specific add action init function. Let's say we're going to use post type new VP post type test instead of register post type. You can use a class from version 5. I don't know, 8, 7, 6, I don't know, but it's not included in 4.5. So in this case, we are creating a new post type. Let's see if this is running all right. So we will run it in 4.5 and PHP 5.6, and it fails because it can't create a VP post type. It doesn't know what it is. So let's find out in which version they provided this functionality. 4.6, and it's okay. Great. So now I have proved for you that this test case is running in PHP what you want, 5.6 and PHP 7.0, and we have checked that the correct version of WordPress is also configurable. So great. This is an easy way to get started with PHP unit tests within Docker. Thank you.